The wife of the Pulse nightclub gunman apologized to FBI investigators for lying to them, said she knew an attack was close in the days before the massacre and wished she could go back to tell them about it before it was too late, it has been alleged. Noa Salman, 31, the wife of Omar Maiti, who was killed by a SWAT team on June 12, 2016, after slaughtering 49 people in the Orlando nightclub, allegedly made the remarks hours after the massacre. She was being questioned by FBI agents and local police and is said to have given a written statement which authorities believe proves she knew what Maiti was planning. Despite the alleged remarks, she was allowed to leave the interviews a free woman. She moved to California with their young son, gave a media interview protesting her innocence and lived quietly until January this year when she was arrested for alleged involvement. The statements are now being revealed for the first time as Salman prepares to stand trial in Florida. They were revealed in court on Thursday at a suppression hearing. Her lawyers are trying to block them from going into evidence at her March trial. The hearing continued on Friday, but Salman did not take the stand as expected. Noa Salman allegedly told investigators she was sorry she had lied to them and knew her husband Omar Maiti was plotting an attack on Pulse nightclub in Orlando in the hours after it won June 12, 2016. She will stand trial for her alleged involvement in March next year. They say that they should not be considered by a jury because she was not in custody at the time, had not been arrested. One before they could tell her what had happened. Salman allegedly told police Maiti is careful with guns and would never hurt anybody. 2. She also asked if they wanted to take her to Disney World, which her husband had scouted as a location for a possible massacre but discounted. 3. Without them telling her Pulse was the location of the shooting, she allegedly said her husband liked homosexuals because they were sympathetic to Muslims. There had been news coverage of the shooting at Pulse, a gay hotspot. 4. Of seeing Maiti look at Pulse's website 2 days before massacre, I knew at that time an attack was close. 5. I am sorry for what happened. I wish I would go back and tell police and his family what he was going to do. I am sorry I lied to the FBI, these are my own words. How Salman ended her written statement. There is also a suggestion that she was not read her Miranda rights by one of the agents she allegedly made them to. The statements included a written one which she allegedly made to FBI investigators and comments she allegedly made to the Fort Pierce Police Department officer who was the first law enforcement agent to speak to her immediately after the attack. Fort Pierce Police Department Watch Commander William Hall was the first officer who spoke to Salman, visited her home at 4 a.m. on June 12. He claimed in court on Thursday, according to Click Orlando, which attended the hearing, that before he could even tell her what her husband had done, she seemed to know. He described her behavior in the immediate aftermath of the shooting as odd and said she told him unsolicited that her husband was careful with guns and would never hurt anybody.